Today we're doing Math 6, Mission 1, Lesson 8, Area of Triangles. Let's use what we know about parallelograms to find the areas of triangles. Here's triangle M. Han made a copy of triangle N and composed it into 3 different parallelograms using the original M and the copy, as shown here. For each parallelogram, Han composed, identify a base and a corresponding height, and write the measurements on the drawing. Okay, so I'm going to use this one as the base. And that measurement is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to use this one as the height. 1, 2, 3, 4. So height equals 4. Okay. I'm going to use this one as the base. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And I am going to use this as my height. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is my height. Okay. Then I'm going to use, I'll use this one as the base. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to use this one as the height. 1, 2, 3, 4. So height, and it's a 4. Okay. So find the area of each parallelogram Han composed. All right, so I know that area of a parallelogram is base times height. So for the first one, that would be base is 6 times height is 4. So 6 times 4 is 24 units squared. All right. Now I'm going to do number 2. So number 2, the base is 4, the height is 6, so 4 times 6 is 24 units squared. Okay, now I'm going to do number 3. The base is 6 and the height is 4, so 6 times 4 is 24 units squared. So just because they look different, they still have the same height, and they still have the same bases, although they have the same numbers for heights and base, right? And they all then have the same area. All right, find the area of at least 2 triangles below. We're going to do all of them. So I know I know that the area of a parallelogram is base times height, okay? However, I don't have a parallelogram here. I have a triangle, but we do know that triangles, we can make copies of triangles to make into a parallelogram. So the base is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the height is 2. So we have 8 and we have 2. And I can draw a matching identical triangle on the other side like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 2, right? And so we can find the area of this parallelogram. So the area of the parallelogram would be 8 times 2, which would be 16, but I only want half of it. Remember, I don't want the whole parallelogram, I just want the shaded part. So I need to divide this in half, divided by 2. So 16 divided by 2 is 8 units squared. So that is the area of our shaded triangle, 8 units squared. All right, let's go to C. C is a triangle that has a base of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So a base of 5. So I'm going to go from this vertex and I'm going to go out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I can draw a line from this point to this point and make a parallelogram. And we know how to find the area of a parallelogram by doing base times height. So the base is 5 times the height. Now remember, the height has to go come into the base at a T, and it has to go from the base side to the other side. So I'm going to draw a height right here. So it comes into my base at a T, and it goes from one side all the way to the other. Okay, so the height is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to do 5 times 4, which is 20. But remember, we don't want the whole parallelogram. We only want half of it. So I'm going to divide by 2, right? So 20 divided by 2 is 10 units squared. That is the area of the shaded triangle. So we're really doing half of a parallelogram. Let's look at B. So here, this one is a little tricky. We don't have this like hanging out up here. So I'm going to show you a different way to do this. We are going to cut this triangle into 2 triangles like this. And then I can take this little triangle and I can make a copy of it and like this. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So I can go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And that makes a rectangle. We can find the area of a rectangle. So area of a rectangle is base times height. So we have a base of 2 and a height of 3. 2 times 3 is 6 units squared. All right, so we got that. But then we have the other side of the triangle. So we're going to go with a height of 1, 2, 3 and a base of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and go down 1, 2, 3 to make a rectangle. So we're going to look at the red rectangle and get that area. So it's 5 and 3. So 5 times 3 is 15 units squared. But remember, we don't want the whole area of the rectangle. We only want the areas of the triangles. So we're going to do 15 divided by 2, which is 7.5. And we're going to do 6 divided by 2, which is 3. And then we need to add these together because that would make up the whole shaded area. So 7.5 plus 3.0 is 10.5. So the area of triangle B is 10.5 units squared. All right, let's look at D. D is a little trickier, right? But that's okay, we can still do it, okay? So I am going to show you, let's see, we can split this up. I'm going to split this up this way, like this. Okay? So now I have a little triangle and a big triangle, right? But I can then make a copy of that little triangle, like this, and make a little rectangle. And I can also make a copy like this of the big rectangle, of the big triangle into a rectangle. Okay, so let's find the red rectangle. It's got a height of 3 and a base of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3 times 6 is 18 units squared. Let's find the blue. The height is 1 and the base is 6. So 1 times 6 is 6 units squared. But remember, we don't want the whole rectangles, we only want half. So 18 divided by 2 is 9, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So 9 plus 3 is 12. So this area of this triangle is 12 units squared. All right. That is your lesson for today.